Hi, my blossoms. Welcome back to my channel. Just a messenger 828. Authentically me. Authentically you. We forever bloom. I'm laying here because the last few days, me and my children, first of all, I wipe both of my children's behinds. Even the oldest one. Yes. So, I clean poop a lot. Okay. That's just mommy duties, right? Damn. So my mom was a CNA for like over 30 plus years. And she 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 cleaned people, she washed them, she cleaned, wiped their booties up, changed them, flipped them over in bed. She that was her job. Me saying what I said first just made me think about her job title and everything. Um, but this is relating to my mother who passed last year. For the last few days, up to a week, I noticed that I know everybody's pooping schedule from my youngest to my oldest and myself. We the eating schedule is based around me, so I know where everybody eats. I know when everybody poops. So the last few days, up to a week, my oldest son, who has autism, is undiagnosed, but he's on the spectrum, you can tell. He has the urge. He knows to go to the bathroom. I potty trained him enough for him to go. He knows to go to the bathroom. That's where he's supposed to pee and poop. It's him stopping what he's doing to go to the bathroom that's been the challenge. So he wears Depends, okay? Because it depends when he'll get up and go to the bathroom. Because rare moments he'll get up and actually go to the bathroom and sit down and poop or sit down and pee. And I noticed, I'm like, yo, he's not pooping. And for the past, week, he has oatmeal, he has milk, he's been having steady meals because I'm making every single one for him. Okay, like he's pooping, but it's not a massive bowel movement. Okay, now to my youngest, he went over to his aunt's house and she was like, oh, he pooped a lot. Try doing this, try doing that, because he hasn't been pooping regularly and da 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 da, and he hasn't. And then myself, I recently I recently donated, but that's the only thing that has changed. And I myself was not pooping regularly, and I drink coffee. I drink Cafe Bustelo, at least 1 cup of coffee a day. And normally that cup of coffee will hit me and I will boo boo. Okay? I will be boo booing for, real smooth like. So for the past week, almost, I noticed, hey y'all, I'm a little constipated. I'm backed up. My youngest, a little constipated, a little backed up. Today, my oldest, he used the bathroom. And that was like the biggest amount I've seen him use in a while. And I'm just like, yo, the only thing that all three of us, considering the fact that my youngest is like, he's the youngest. I had him this year. The only thing that I know that we've all had that is the same is the water supply. The water supply. Now, I don't always have money for bottled waters. So, or you drink all the bottled waters and there's nothing left. So I'll boil water, I'll boil it, the sink water, and I put it in a pitcher in the refrigerator. That's where it's stored. So if, and every single one of us has drinking from that water supply. Every single one of us. So the thought occurred today, like, yo, somebody putting something in the water supply that me and my 2 children drink out of? It occurred to me as a thought. I'm not saying I'm wrong and I'm not saying I'm right, but if that's the case, I, if you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Uh, I feel bad for whoever's doing this because you don't understand. I don't think y'all are understanding tarot readers when they say that the spiritual realm has heavy hitters and will meet your life up. Meet lights out. Meet you're meeting your maker face to face. Meet. You gotta stop. Like, at this point, ain't no point in saying you gotta stop. You've been told to stop. Still keep going. My life. I guess what I've said has made some people upset for the past week, so month, whatever. That's fine. But you shouldn't be upset with the vessel. Be upset with the creator of the vessel. Right? If you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad with God. And look, all right, God gonna be like, okay, you upset with me? Why? Huh? Well, they don't want to have that talk with God, but guess what? Even though you don't want to, your ass gonna have to. Cause when you die from being disobedient to God, you still have to look him in the face and have that talk with him. You can't run from him. Where you gonna run to? Jonah in the whale? Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up? Jonah tried to hide from God because he didn't want to do what God said do, even though he was obedient to leave, right? He set on the journey, but as he's going, he's like, no, I don't want to help these people. They're disobedient to you, God. They do this and this, that. They're such bad people, God. To the point where God was like, okay, you don't want to do what I say do. You telling me that they disobedient, but look at you. You're being disobedient to me right now. I'm telling you to go and tell them, and you don't want to do it because you're judging them. That's not your place. So because you want to judge the people, you supposed to be the messenger. But because you want to judge the people you're supposed to relay my message to, you're going to be swallowed up in a whale until I say that you can leave, which is pretty much until you say, all right, God, I'm going to do it. So the big fish, the megalodon, these are sea creatures. Leviathan, the Kraken. But the big fish is like the big catch, right? The gag is, goodness gracious, the gag is you judging my people. And by you judging my people, you've placed yourself under judgment because that's not your position. So these people are trying to putting themselves in a position that they don't deserve to be in, and now because they did that, they don't want to be in that position. Like, oh no, I messed up, knowing they messed up, but still is trying to like, well, I did it, I might as well. No, no, that's not how it works. You're gonna dig yourself into a deeper hole. That's like people with gambling addictions. This is the example I'm gonna do, right? Because it's really risky. A lot of people that have gambling addictions, they have an adrenaline rush from the risk, right? So boom, they play a hand or whatever. They bet, 11,000. They probably got they probably got 100,000 to play with, right? They bet 11,000. They lose that hand. All right. Okay, so I just need to go bigger. Okay, next hand, they bet 30,000. They lose that hand. Pikachu. Confirmation. Okay, they play another hand. They bet 50,000. Oh man, that's not enough. All right, they play another hand. They bet everything else they got left. And then they out. They ass out. All their money gone. They getting thrown out of the casino because they want to keep playing, but they ain't got nothing else to play with. There was no return on investment. You ain't collected nothing to keep going. You cannot collect $200 when you pass go. And that's not. It's not Monopoly. These people tried to play Monopoly, try to monopolize off of something that they didn't have. Okay, there's a lot of messages here, but back to the main one. So I'm laying here thinking about it. I'm like, yo, like somebody really been playing in my water that I use for me and my children. Okay, weird. But we all pooped today. Every single last one of us had a regular bowel movement today. Thank you, God. By the grace of God, we give glory and honor to the Most High. And so I'm like, skirt, skirt. I'm watching a few fellow readers in Tarot Land. And poison has been coming up in readings. This is why they hate on the spiritual community, the ones that's actually reading, like for real, because there's going to resonate in some way, shape, or form. The fact that poison just popped up into my head today, and I'm wondering why me and my children are so backed up. Trying to stop your flow. Whether it's in the physical, like your physical body, material wise, your finances, creativity wise, and wherever it is that you do, they try to stop your flow. Nah, try to back it up. Yeah. Well, I'm laying here, and it came to mind I'm going to just explain the thought process. The thought that led to another thought that led to another thought that led to the thought that made me press record. Yet again, alright, I watched some readings today, and it touched on a lot of things that has transpired throughout my life. Me losing my grandmother, right? I'm not the only one that lost my grandmother. I'm not being selfish like that. My whole family lost that matriarch, okay? Cool. But don't ever discredit or dismiss the perspective of a child. Don't ever do that. And when you do that, you play yourself, okay? Because I saw the adults that were around, how they treated my grandmother, what was going on. I saw it all. I didn't say much. I just saw it. I was there. You know, everybody went, "Oh, why weren't you there to when that person passed away? Why didn't you show up?" You know, everybody grieves differently, and as much death as I've seen, because we had quite a few people die in my family, on my mom's side and on my dad's side. Wasn't many people that I knew on my dad's side like that. I'm gonna be honest, but I've seen a lot of funerals. I've been to a few wakes, and quite frankly, I just got tired of the process. And I've elevated spiritually to know they knew I loved them. They knew I cared about them. If you don't have that knowing that that person loved you and cared about you, despite it all, before they passed or with the passing, and you like, I was just like, I don't, I don't want to go. I'm tired of funerals. I wasn't depressed, but I was just like, I'm kind of tired of funerals because literally, the last person that I know that passed away before my mom did was my cousin. So I'm just like, I started thinking about when my grandmother passed, who was around, who did what, as far as my knowledge and as far as I saw, right? Then it made me think about why my oldest sibling asked me why I didn't show up to the hospice when, you know, the call came that my mom had passed. And I was just like, I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go. Like, for some reason, I did not want to be involved with anything with the actual passing. You know, there was a reason why. Like, when I thought about her asking me that, the reason why I didn't want to go was because the last time that not I saw my mom, right? The last time that my son saw my mother, he looked at her, right? And it wasn't, I know my son, it wasn't because of how she physically looked. It wasn't that. But he just started crying. You know, he whines. Okay, y'all, if y'all watch my channel, y'all watch my videos or the lives, you hear my son whine and he makes his he's very vocal, even though he's not verbal. He whines a lot, but that type of cry or whine that he let out, he was scared. Pikachu. Confirmation. He was scared when he looked at her. He was scared. Like it was unsettling for him. And I never heard that from him. She never heard that from him. And although she was going, this was right before, this is when we saw her right before she went to hospice. Even though she was, she was still kind of there, she was still kind of saying some things. I saw the look on her face when he did that. I was like, mm-mm, because that hurt her. That hurt her. I was like, nope, no, it hurt me. Like in that moment, I felt hurt because she felt hurt because I think he saw the hurt and he saw that she was gonna go. He was scared. And this boy loved his nana. He loved his nana. Both her grandchildren loved her. Now I'm not talking about my newborn. He never got to meet his nana. I'm talking about the ones that had the time with her. Both of them boys loved their nana. And so, cause it still hurts me, y'all. That still hurts me. After that, I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to, cause he with me most of the time. I'm not gonna be able to. And then that, like my mom, seeing her in that hospital bed, that time, it it's imprinted in my. It sucks having photographic memory. Let me just say that it's imprinted how she reacted, and I was like, I can't do it. But while I was there, um, my dad would be like, "Oh, I would go visit her," and she just would keep saying that she need to poop and all that stuff. But with cancer, y'all, they give them a lot of opioids to help with the pain, and then the opioids will constipate you, right? Which, okay, I understood that. I'm like, she probably constipated because of opioids. So I went to go, and this is while that same visit, I went to go and give her some water. I was like, give her some water so she could poop. She gonna need some water to move her bowels, right? And she didn't even have no fresh water up there. It was I mean it was a water cup, but she was trying to eat ice cream and dairy to make herself go, and it was like the spoon was placed in the water, so it was like ice cream milky water. I was like, ew, because I don't like that. Like, if I have milk in a cup, I'll get a new cup or rinse the cup out thoroughly, because I'm weird like that. So I wouldn't do that, because I don't do that with my son. I'd be like, oh no, you just had milk in this cup. Let me get you a new cup or rinse it out thoroughly if I can. Like, it's a weird thing. I don't like that. If you're the same way, let me know in the comments, okay? Or leave a like, share something. Let me know. But so I left. I was like, well, let me go get her some fresh water. So I went and I asked the nurse at the nurse station, could you get some ice? I want to get my mom some fresh water. She needs water. She wants to poop. And I went and did that. But instantly I thought the water. She kept saying, I gotta shit, I gotta shit, I gotta shit. For the past almost week now, me and my children have been constipated. Not to the point where it's like we're in pain, but we have not been pooping regularly. I gotta shit, I gotta shit, I gotta shit. So I'm like, wait, did somebody put something in my mama water? Granted, Granted, notice I said she had cancer and they mostly give opioids. And so they can back you up. So logically, alright, yeah, that's a sound. But on the other side, the way I just put two and two together, alright, people playing with stuff. And then niggas run around here drinking whole milk, a whole gallon of whole milk so they can poop, and wondering why they gotta do that. You can't. What you're doing to people will come back to you. It is the law of karma, and it's basically do unto others as you will want done unto you. That is the law of karma. I want you to know that. And people will be like, oh, karma's not real. Well, if you believe in them 10 commandments, okay, I don't remember which number it is, but one of the commandments says, do unto others as you want done unto you. Karma. What you do to others will come back to you. Do unto others as you want done unto you. Don't stop, never give up. Hold your head high and reach the top. Let the world see have you have got. Bring it all back to you. Bring it all comes back to you. So whether you do good or bad, it will all come back to you. You reap what you sow. It will all come back to you. Y'all, some people might have like bowel obstruction now. So people are gonna be having, because one thing I don't play about is my children, and one thing I know for a fact that my ancestors, the people that I've known in this lifetime and that have crossed over, but those that I I don't even have knowledge of, the ancestors I don't even have knowledge of, they don't play about me either, because of the fact that I'm obedient. I'm not ducking and dodging God. I'm doing what God say do. And if God say speak about it, I'm going to speak about it. I had to make sure and get confirmation whether or not I record this and post this. And guess what? He said run it, and I said bet. You know why? And because I'm not gonna be stuck in no motherfucking well, cause your dusty ass don't want to hear the fucking truth. Ooh, you shitting me? It's either people are going to be having bowel obstructions, IBS. Um, People are probably going to get their whole GI tract removed, bruh, because they're playing where they shouldn't play at, because they're judging where they shouldn't judge at. Jonah and the whale. Jonah had to be stuck in the whale for 3 whole days. That's how long it took for him to surrender to God and do what God say do. To be obedient. The importance of obedience. It took him 3 whole days. Somebody might be backed up for 3 whole days, and it's going to be the worst period ever, because they try to play with not only me, but my children. There's 3 of us. So yeah, that can be very significant. Jonah and the whale. Have you ever been swallowed up? That's crazy. That's absurd. Putting things in the water supply of a mother and her 2 children. Yeah, your ass finna get stumped out spiritually. I just know that. I just know that, because I don't do nothing to nobody. I don't do nothing to nobody. Matter of fact, I clean the establishment that the water was boiled in. I clean this mother lover. Do I have the time to do it every day? Fuck no, not now. Not with 2 kids. Not one with autism and one that's not walking or talking yet. Hell no. Do I do what I can? Hell yeah. But I'm also being mindful of the fact, hey, my body it's letting me know rest. Hey, my body is letting me know, hey, you gotta poop. And so if I can't poop and I don't feel good, am I cleaning a goddamn thing? No. I'm going to clean when I feel up to it. My body is something I have to listen to because my body is what allows me to get up and take care of these two kids. And there's a system, which is why I know when they're pooping regularly and when they're not. And I can pinpoint what was all given to us because I'm the one giving it to them. And I always make sure that water, because I don't like tap water. I don't like the tap water in my area, to be specific. But I especially did not like it when I was pregnant, to the point where I would throw up because of the tap water, the smell of it, the chlorine in it. So boiling that tap water is something that I always do. It has to reach the boiling point. So if that boiled tap water is stored in a container that I literally only use for water, and we're having problems all of a sudden when we didn't have problems before, there's a problem. Something was manipulated. Something was played in. I just heard, and the ancestors about to play in your ass, and pause. But like for real, like the ancestors early might put somebody in a situation where they get their ass played in now. So these people could have also played in somebody's anal. These are people that like men specifically. These are people that play with kids, literally, because they play with our drinking water. Yeah, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. And the way I go for my lineage, the way that I pray down bad for my lineage, yeah, but they don't been warned before, so I'm just letting them know death and destruction is coming because that was the last straw. That was the last time you played. That was the last time you played anything, right? Anything that you do from here on out is null and void. It's null and void. By the grace of God, I'm here to record, and I am still here. And it's by the grace of God. Like, whatever they intended, right? All it did was just stock us up, and we couldn't poop for a little bit. That's all it did. So it was intended for some very, 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 very. Them intentions was very, 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 very. I know they were. But we just couldn't poop properly for a few days. By the grace of God. But yeah, it made me think about my mother and their grandmother and how she couldn't poop. And she just kept saying, I gotta shit, I gotta shit, I gotta shit. Look at that. Put two and two together and then you got a, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you know what's odd? My other sibling, not my oldest sibling, but my other sibling stays here. And they do not put any drinks in the refrigerator anymore, except for their water. But two different jugs of water. One jug is still sitting in there. The other jug goes and ketchup disappears, reappears back. Things are disappearing and reappearing back. Do I know solidly what the reason is? No. But I find it suspicious. I do. I do find it suspicious. Because if I put something in the refrigerator, it's going to need to be refrigerated. Ain't no, oh, I keep it in there and I take it out. Because you refrigerating things and unrefrigerating things and refrigerating things and unrefrigerated things will cause mold. It'll cause bacterial growth in whatever that is. Whether it's a drink or condiments, that's why I don't like doing that. If you start refrigerating it, refrigerate it. If you leave it out, leave it out. Don't go back and forth because that temperature change. What is this? This is food safety 101. I never took the damn course. I never got certified in that. I've never gotten certified in that, but it's kind of common sense because everybody knows about, like, I have had, like, read a story or heard a story about tea at different restaurants. Like, oh, this tea got mold in it, and people, customers finding it in their cups and stuff. It's because they don't. They either one don't change it and it sits there and it goes from cold to hot, hot to cold, and the mold grows. So something about mold too. Mold can be very significant. Um, I only press record in regards to poison, but what is that? Penicillin. 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 Yeah, people better stop playing. People better stop playing. That final attempt will solidify your spot in wherever you're gonna go. Which, I'm just gonna direct you to the big dog's quarters, which is like them gates, them heaven's gates, for playing like that. And there's a lot more that you gotta answer to when you get there with him than with any human being. So I'd rather you go straight to him, go straight to the source. Yeah, boom. Cause I will say, now, for the like since yesterday, I've been farting. Both my sons have been farting a lot more. Now that smooth moves have occurred. So I'm just I'm just saying, I know this stuff, you know, cause for so long I've noticed stuff and just don't say nothing. And guys be like, say something. Remember, remember everything. If you watch the recent live, um, live before last, throat chopper was significant. Yeah, just say that shit. Just say that shit. Who cares if you sound crazy anymore? Somebody gonna believe you out here. Just say that shit. And they're mad or intimidated because you no longer care if you sound crazy. Because if I sound crazy, I sound crazy. Fuck it, I'm crazy then. But somebody ain't gonna see me as crazy. Somebody gonna have enough common sense to put two and two together. It's only crazy because you don't have the capacity to understand that there's people that actually rationally think but can see the fuck shit at the same damn time. There's people that are logical thinkers to the point where it's like emotions, fuck all that shit. What's happening logically? But if they peep some fuck shit and put two and two together, they be like, oh, this person ain't crazy. They're just emotional because there's some fuck shit going on and people act like they can't see it. It's written all over your face. You don't have to say a word. And people's reaction to that lets you know. People's reactions. Because that lets you know. Like, if a motherfucker has to say something in regards to what you said, and like, if it's like a blank canvas, a throw out there, and that dog start hollering, that's it right there. Gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch. So yeah, I said all this to say, I killed quite a few birds with one stone with this. Quite a few. I just unloaded a whole clip right now. I've been unloading clips and motherfuckers been getting hit. So if you hit, let me hear you holler. Motherfuckers is crying in their pillows. So they crying in their pillows. They don't want to hear. They don't want you to hear them holler. They crying in their pillows. They screaming in their pillows. The air is getting fucking wombo combo by these people. But these the same ones that said they want to pull up and do combos on you. The air is getting all them hits. Okay. This is also because they know if they even try to pull up, there's a hard, a solid carat gold, 100% carat gold chance they won't make it to their destination. Car might just start having problems. They might get pulled over. Might get into an accident. Stop playing with people you shouldn't even be playing with. It's to the point where it's so late in the game, you shouldn't even be playing with people. Like, for real, like, play with yourself. I'd rather you play with yourself and please yourself than to play with people that God been told you to stop playing with. Because at least if you play with yourself, you're not risking your life. You have free will. You can play with yourself. But you choosing to play with other people. You gonna play with other people so hard that you're not gonna have a vessel to play with anymore. And you do know that's what entities on the other side, that's what they wish for. They all I want is a body. All I want is give me that body. Damn, you forfeited. Damn, Daniel, you forfeited your vessel. These are probably people that already forfeited their vessels. That's why. So that entity got in your vessel and they not playing with it. I feel like I feel like that would be like one of the first things. Let's test drive it. Let's see what it can do. This is not funny, but it's funny because it's like I can't I can't think like this. But I guess I'm because I channel at the same damn time. I can think like so. These are lower level entities too. These are the weak sauce entities. They don't got their body snatched by weak sauce entities. These are not even the big leagues. These entities don't even hold no weight for real. That's cause your vessel not strong enough. Damn, you forfeited your divinity to be taken over by an entity that's a weak sauce. Not even a big dog. Cause your vessel was weak sauce to begin with. That's funny. Just so you can play with people, just so you can pretty much prank and bully people. Like this is elementary, middle school type energy. Ooh, which leads me to another thing, because this had been on my mind for a little bit. A lot of these people that's stuck in these lower energies, they're stuck where their trauma occurred, right? So not to laugh at their trauma, right? Not to laugh at their pain. But a lot of these people, their their maturity maxes at an immature age. It didn't go no further than middle school age. It didn't go no farther than sophomore in high school. They got stuck there. So they live their life doing devious things, trying to make a name or a way for themselves, trying to make a certain amount of money, gambling, risk it and all. And let a low level entity, but I don't had dreams. I've had dreams where an entity, you can tell the rank is higher. You can tell that rank is higher. And that entity was just like, let me show you something. Let me just show you something. Okay? Let me just show you something. And in that dream, I think I posted a video about it. In that dream, that entity showed me that it made art with a family member's um, body parts. Like, it was just arts and crafts for it. And the way it did it, like, you could tell, oh, that's, use a real, but I wasn't scared. It just said, allow me to show you. You know? Well, the seriousness of this one was, yeah. And you got ones that's here earthside that has the ability to eat food and smoke and drink and fornicate. And it's bullying people. Oh, there's a certain classification. Imps. Imps, that's what it is? They're imps. They're not even, wow. Okay. nuisances. They're like little nuisances. They just like to get on your nerves. That's it. They're not really. So this was like, well, having a human body again, they're gonna feel the blowback of this, of constantly shitting now. Like, pooping so much that when you go to wipe your ass, there's blood from you wiping your ass too much. And then your booty hole get infected from the poop that keeps coming out of it, because you have open sores from how much you've been wiping your butt, type shit. I'm not wishing that on nobody. That's literally what's been downloaded for me to say. So, like, if somebody poisoned you, collective, specifically dealing with like your, where it where it affected your bowels, just know that the reverse is going to happen to them. They think, oh, I might be a little constipated. For okay, you try to relieve that constipation ahead of time because you know what the fuck you done did, and it's gonna come back to you, and then you end up having a river of poop come out your ass. I would rather be a little constipated. Just, I'd rather go through what I went through, have a little constipation for a few days, although it wasn't fun. What's worse is having your booty be a fire hydrant of poop. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay? But I had to say this. This had to be said. So, oh, magical workings dealing with poop also is significant. Like, people doing things with poop. Feces. Disgusting. Sewer magic. Sewer magic and dumpster magic. Oh, Halloween is coming up too, y'all. Halloween is around the corner. So, you know that trick where they put like dog poop in a paper bag and they set it on fire and put it on people's doorsteps? Y'all, I feel like that might be happening to a lot of people too that wanted to play with poop. It's like God's like, oh, you wanted to play with poop? I'm gonna show you dumb ways to die. Dumb many dumb ways to die. That song lives in my head rent free. Sorry. But 1,000 ways to play with poop is what it comes like. 1,000 ways to die. 1,000 ways to play with poop is coming to mind. God's like, all right, I'm gonna show you 1,000 ways that you can actually play with this. Poop is very significant. Oh my God, poop is very significant because I literally just remembered today. My person was on the phone like, dang, that's the biggest bird poop I've ever seen. That bird must have been constipated. Look at that confirmation. Yeah, poop has been the theme this week. I'm just gonna say that. They're shitty. They're shitty. They're shitty individuals living their shitty lives in their shitty feelings. It's a shit show. Shit's hitting the fan. Shit's hitting the fan. That's what it is. Shit is hitting the fan. Alright, collective. I'm leaving here. If you stay through this whole entire reading. Just know, oh my gosh. Leave a poop joke down in the comments below if you stayed for the whole entire reading. Like, share, subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, description box. If you would like to donate, description box below. Know that I am doing $15.15. What does my higher self want me to know readings? If you are interested in that, email me. It's in the description box below. But until next time, peace.